Namaskar and hi to all. All it takes is just 4 minutes to enlightenment. Broadly, there are two ways of evolving the source: analyzing and evaluating the two types of primary thoughts which are directly linked with action, or in Hindi, karma. The first and the more easier one is to analyze the positive thoughts that are generated at the source. Let's divide a person's thoughts into 50% positive and 50% negative. The first way of evolving involves dealing with the positive thoughts. Whenever a positive thought is generated at the source, it is not necessary that it leads to action as well. Majority of the times, human beings tend to notice these positive thoughts but then choose to ignore them. This becomes a major reason that these good, positive thoughts are not converted into action. The human mind, or the I consciousness related with the brain, stops us. It makes us think, what is there for us in doing a good deed? This becomes a hurdle in the person's development and the reason why we are not able to evolve. Now, what we need to do is to start taking notice of all the good, positive thoughts that come from the source and convert them into actions. Once this process starts, it automatically starts a cleaner process as well within us. It also brings a certain kind of peace to us and we become more and more lighter. The flow of energy starts going in the right direction. We feel a oneness with the universe and all the beings in it. The second method involves with the other half of our primary thoughts. Analyzing, accepting and evaluating these negative thoughts is tougher compared to the positive ones. But it is these thoughts which are more of a mirror that show us our true way. A little percent of our energy we should put on the first method, say about 20%. The rest 80% of our precious energy should be focusing on the negativity inside the source, leading to negative thoughts. It is these thoughts which tend to convert more into actions compared to the positive ones. This is the reason why these are more dangerous and demand immediate attention if a person wants to evolve. The brain, hit by I consciousness, misguides us into thinking that these are good for us, for our gains which we don't realize are just worldly. Now, what we need to do is judge all our actions, especially the ones we think are more negative in nature. After accepting and analyzing the why of the action, we need to feed every cell in our body that we will not be repeating such an action again. This will happen only when we are ready to accept our negativity. Then we need to focus why these negative thoughts are generated. We need to go in the reverse direction while judging all our actions. This will eventually lead us to the real cause of our negativity. This would be near the center of our being. Here is where we will have to stay for a long time, contemplating about everything from actions to thoughts. This is where we will start a war within our own self, a war which will decide the future course of the being involved. We will have to fight daily battles to clean up and change all that we think is negative and bad about us. At this point, we will have to let go of the energy that we were throwing on our positive thoughts and actions. We will have to focus entirely on our negativity till we reach a stage where as soon as a negative thought is generated, we make sure that it does not reach the brain. We deal with it at the source only and conquer it and not be conquered by it. This is a tough battle to fight because we are so used to the I that we perceive we are. Even if these thoughts reach our brain, we will have to stop taking actions because of them. Eventually, slowly and steadily, every cell within us would be trained to ignore and avoid everything negative. How much time this process will take depends entirely on the being and his will. If evolving is our priority number one and we do not want to waste this life and this journey undertaken by us, then nothing will come in our way. This process will eventually take the soul into an amazing state of mind which I call the neutral. A glimpse of such a state of mind is that the being involved would be just doing his karma without thinking about the fruits of his action. The being would be beyond trivial matters of profit and loss, good and bad, and so on and so forth. Such a being would be at a very high level of enlightenment. But this is where his true journey would start. What happens next, we will find out together. Just be with your Sahyatri.